Let's start by diving into the powerful practice of using a mantra and understand how it can transform your life. This is not just any mantra, but a magical mantra rooted in the teachings and principles that have been proven to work. So let's explore how repeating this magical mantra can open doors you never imagined possible. First, let's understand the basics. Your brain is a reflection of your life. Everything you know, every experience you've had, every memory you hold is imprinted in the neural architecture of your brain. Your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are all interconnected, forming a complex web of your past experiences. Now, if you're feeling the same emotions every single day, it means nothing new is happening in your life. Your thoughts are driven by these emotions, creating a loop where you keep thinking and feeling the same way, day in and day out. This means you are living in the past, reaffirming the same experiences over and over again. But here's the good news. Your thoughts have the power to shape your destiny. When you start thinking differently, you break this cycle. The first step is to understand that you can change your brain, your feelings, and your life by using your mind. And one powerful way to do this is through the use of a mantra. A mantra is a word or phrase repeated to aid in concentration and meditation. It's a tool to focus your mind and align your energy. When you repeat a mantra, you are essentially rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that can lead to new thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This is where the magic happens. Let's talk about the mantra itself. The mantra we will use is simple yet profound. I am enough, I am worthy, I am loved. These words might seem simple, but they hold a lot of power. They are not just affirmations, they are declarations of your true self. When you repeat this mantra, you are telling your brain to create a new reality. You are moving from a state of lack to a state of abundance. When you say, I am enough, you are affirming that you have everything within you to be complete. Often we feel that we need to do more, be more, or have more to be enough. But the truth is, you are already enough just as you are. This part of the mantra helps you recognize your intrinsic value. It reminds you that you don't need to change who you are to be worthy of love and happiness. This realization is a powerful step towards self-acceptance and self-love. The next part of the mantra is, I am worthy. This statement is crucial because many of us struggle with feelings of unworthiness. We may think we need to earn our worth through achievements, approval from others, or material possessions. However, your worthiness is inherent. It is not something you have to prove or earn. By repeating this part of the mantra, you are reinforcing the belief that you deserve good things simply because you exist. You are worthy of love, joy, success, and all the good things life has to offer. Finally, the mantra concludes with, I am loved. Love is a fundamental human need, and sometimes we forget that we are loved just as we are. This part of the mantra serves as a reminder that you are surrounded by love, even if it doesn't always feel that way. It helps you to open your heart to receive love from others and from yourself. When you believe that you are loved, you start to see the world through a lens of love and compassion, which can transform your interactions and relationships. Repeating this mantra is more than just saying words. It's about feeling the truth behind them. When you say, I am enough, feel that sense of completeness and contentment. When you say, I am worthy, let yourself feel deserving of all the good things in life. When you say, I am loved, allow yourself to feel the warmth and comfort of being loved. This mantra also helps you shift your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Often we focus on what we don't have or what we think we're missing. This creates a feeling of scarcity and lack. However, when you repeat this mantra, you are focusing on what you already have, your own inherent worth and the love that surrounds you. This shift in focus can have a profound impact on your overall mindset and outlook on life. Now let's understand the science behind this. When you repeat a mantra, you activate the frontal lobe of your brain. This part of the brain is responsible for higher cognitive functions, such as planning, decision-making, and self-control. It helps you envision a future that is different from your past. When you ask yourself questions like, what would it be like to feel enough? What would it be like to feel worthy? What would it be like to feel loved? Your frontal lobe starts to work. It scans your brain for memories, experiences, and knowledge that can help you create this new reality. But it's not enough to just think about these things. You need to feel them. Thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body. When you combine the thought of being enough, being worthy, and being loved with the feeling of these states, you create a new state of being. You start to embody these qualities. This is how you move from thinking to being. Let's dive deeper into the practice. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now start repeating the mantra, I am enough, I am worthy, I am loved. Say it slowly, with intention. Feel the words as you say them. Let them resonate within you. As you repeat the mantra, notice how you feel. You might feel a sense of calm, peace, or even joy. This is your body's response to the new thoughts you are creating. Your body starts to believe that these statements are true. And as your body believes, your mind will follow. Our research has shown that when you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you create a powerful state of being. The intention is the mantra, and the elevated emotion is the feeling of being enough, being worthy, and being loved. When you practice this daily, you start to see changes in your life. You might notice that you feel more confident, more at peace, more connected to others. This is because you are changing your internal state, which then changes your external reality. Now let's talk about coherence. Coherence is a state when your brain and heart are working together in perfect harmony. Imagine a beautiful symphony where every instrument is playing in tune, creating a piece of music that is both powerful and soothing. That's what happens inside you when your brain and heart are in sync. When you experience elevated emotions like joy, gratitude, and love, something amazing happens. Your heart starts to beat in a smooth, regular rhythm. This is what we call heart coherence. Think of it as your heart playing a beautiful, steady melody. When your heart is coherent, it sends signals to your brain that help it become coherent too. It's like your heart is leading the symphony, and your brain follows along, playing in perfect harmony. This coherence between your heart and brain creates a harmonious state within you. You feel calm, centered, and balanced. Your thoughts become clearer, and your emotions feel more stable. It's as if all parts of you are working together seamlessly, creating a sense of inner peace and alignment. When your brain and heart are coherent, you enter what is often called a state of flow. This is a wonderful state where everything seems to come together effortlessly. You feel deeply connected to your true self, and your actions feel natural and easy. Imagine being fully absorbed in an activity you love, where time seems to fly by and you feel completely at ease and in control. That's the state of flow. In this state of flow, you are at your best. Your creativity flows freely, your intuition is heightened, and you feel a deep sense of fulfillment. You are more present in the moment, more aware of your surroundings, and more attuned to your inner self. This is the state where magic happens, where you can achieve great things and experience profound joy and satisfaction. Achieving coherence is like tuning into a higher frequency of living. It's about aligning your mind and heart so they work together harmoniously. When you feel joy, gratitude, and love, you are helping your heart and brain to synchronize. This creates a powerful energy within you, an energy that can positively influence your entire life. Let's take a moment to understand how to bring more coherence into your life. Start by focusing on your breathing. Slow, deep breaths can help you calm your mind and create a sense of peace. As you breathe, try to cultivate feelings of gratitude and love. Think about something or someone you are grateful for. Allow that feeling of gratitude to fill your heart and spread throughout your body. Why don't we live in this state all the time? The main reason is stress. When you are stressed, your body goes into survival mode. Your brain releases stress hormones that make you focus on the immediate threat. You become a materialist, defining your reality with your senses. You pay attention to objects, people, and situations that seem more real than your inner world. This creates a sense of separation from possibility. When you repeat the mantra, you are telling your brain and body to shift from survival mode to creation mode. You are telling yourself that you are safe, that you are enough, that you are worthy, and that you are loved. This shift in perception changes your state of being. You move from a state of lack to a state of abundance. Let's explore how this practice can impact your life. When you start to feel enough, worthy, and loved, you attract experiences that match these feelings. You might notice that people treat you with more respect, that opportunities come your way, that you feel more at ease in social situations. This is because you are changing your energy. You are vibrating at a higher frequency, attracting similar frequencies into your life. But this is not just about attracting external experiences, it's about transforming your inner world. When you repeat the mantra, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It runs on autopilot, based on past experiences and conditioning. When you repeat the mantra, you are telling your subconscious mind to create new patterns. You are replacing old limiting beliefs with new empowering ones. This process takes time and practice. It's not a one-time event. It's a daily commitment to yourself. It's a decision to choose new thoughts and feelings over old ones. It's a choice to be the creator of your life rather than a victim of your circumstances. Let's take a moment to practice the mantra together. Start by closing your eyes and taking a deep, calming breath. Feel your body relax as you breathe in and out. Now, I want you to repeat after me. I am enough. I am worthy. I am loved. As you say these words, don't just speak them. Feel them deeply in your heart. Let them resonate within you. Picture the words as if they are seeds. Each word is a tiny seed full of potential, and you are planting these seeds in the fertile soil of your mind. Visualize this soil as rich and nourishing, ready to help these seeds grow. With each repetition of the mantra, imagine yourself watering these seeds. When you say, I am enough, see a seed being gently placed into the soil. When you repeat, I am worthy, picture a drop of water nourishing that seed. When you affirm, I am loved, imagine sunlight shining down, giving warmth and energy to help the seed grow. These seeds are the beginning of new thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that will blossom over time. Let's say it again together. I am enough, I am worthy, I am loved. Feel each word as you say it. Imagine them sinking deeper into your being, reaching every part of you. Envision these seeds sprouting roots and starting to grow. With every repetition, you are nurturing these new beliefs, helping them become stronger and more a part of who you are. Take another deep breath in and out. Let your breath carry these words deeper into your mind and heart. Feel the calm and peace that comes with knowing you are enough, you are worthy, and you are loved. These feelings are like the nutrients that feed the seeds, helping them to grow and flourish. Continue to repeat the mantra with me. I am enough, I am worthy, I am loved. As you say these words, feel any doubts or negative thoughts being washed away. Imagine them being replaced by the positive energy of your new beliefs. These new beliefs are like strong, healthy plants that are taking root in your mind. Think about how a garden grows. It needs time, care, and attention. In the same way, your new thoughts and feelings need time and care to grow. Every time you repeat this mantra, you are giving your garden the care it needs. You are watering the seeds, providing sunlight, and ensuring the soil is rich and fertile. With patience and consistent practice, these new beliefs will grow stronger every day. Once more, let's say it together. I am enough. I am worthy. I am loved. Feel the power of these words. Let them fill you with confidence and peace. Picture your garden thriving, full of beautiful, strong plants. Each plant represents your new positive beliefs about yourself. Notice how you feel. Notice if you react differently to situations. Notice if you feel more confident, more at peace, more connected. These are signs that the mantra is working. These are signs that you are creating a new reality. This is a journey. It's not about perfection, but about progress. It's about showing up for yourself every day and choosing new thoughts and feelings. It's about being patient with yourself and trusting the process. When you repeat the mantra, you are not just saying words. You are making a declaration to the universe. You are stating your intention to be enough, to be worthy, to be loved. And the universe responds to your intention. It aligns people, situations, and opportunities to match your new state of being. This is the magic of the mantra. It transforms your inner world, which then transforms your outer world. It helps you break free from the past and create a new future. It helps you move from a state of lack to a state of abundance. It helps you realize that you are the creator of your life. There, and all of a sudden they're noticing that they're hot and they're irritated and their stomach is twisting, and all of a sudden it's a group of sensations, a group of feelings that they have called all along frustration. But the different sensations, the moment you name it, it becomes an emotion. But what it is just bodily sensations. It's energy that's stuck in the body. So the body is looking to go back to the past. It's believing it's in the past. Are you with me still? So if the person becomes aware that their body is doing that, and like training an animal, allow the body to feel that emotion and then settle it down into the present moment. When you settle it down into the present moment, the body starts to trust the present moment and move out of the past. And there's a release of energy. Then the body goes, wait a second, what's going to happen in the next moment? And it starts doing that. And it starts to try anticipate the future. And you settle the body back down into the present moment. And every time you do that, you're telling the body it's no longer the mind, that you're the mind and your will is getting greater than the program. And all of a sudden, you start to lower the volume to that emotion. And when you begin to break the addiction to that emotion, the side effect of breaking that addiction is called joy. It's called freedom. All of a sudden, the body's saying, I don't want to be tormented anymore. Now, does that mean you shouldn't grieve over things that you lose? Grieving is a biological process. That's why you're saying it. So the subconscious is 95%. So more than likely, your body is going to do exactly what it's programmed to do. So what's the relevance of that? Well, people say, I want wealth, but they're programmed into being unworthy and lacking. So then as they begin to do the meditative work and they start opening their heart, I was just talking to someone yesterday. When you open the center, things are going to sift to the top. All the programs are going to come right up. And when they come up like that, you're going to see why it isn't manifesting in your life. Now, don't see it as like, why is this happening? Did I do something wrong? The subconscious is actually venting. There's a certain period of time in the early mornings where we vent our anxieties, we vent our fears. It's the way the subconscious goes, let's just have this dream and let's just get it over with. So the subconscious is saying, what if you hit the tree? What if you're actually going to hit the tree? You're going to hit the tree because that's exactly the imagery you have when you're trying to create something. You're saying, I really want this because I'm really afraid of dying. I'm really afraid of failure. I'm really afraid of rejection. So the person is subconsciously and unconsciously creating the imagery that's actually being revealed to them. So how do we change that? Well, really simple. We've got to start rehearsing a new way. We've got to start getting into those deep brainwave states, getting beyond the analytical mind, slowing our brainwaves down, getting into the operating system, and start reprogramming. So when this happens, these are the things I'm going to do. These are the things I'm going to do to create that and start rehearsing those steps, priming and reprogramming the brain into a new outcome. So I have had that many, many years in my life, but I always have seen it as a strong sign, a strong symbol that I've got something switched in my brain. I could say that people say I want to be healthy. Yeah, it's 5% of your conscious mind, but you set them at the dinner table and they're breaking all the rules of everything they said. So why does that happen? Because the program is running and they've lost their free will to a program. So now that's important because your subconscious is talking to you. Now you've got to get in there. You've got to get in there and start rehearsing that you're going to step away from the table, that you're not going to eat after a certain hour, that you're going to make better choices and rehearse them and remember what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Now you begin to, on a fundamental level, begin to rewrite the script, begin to rewrite the program. And over time, if you make one or two new choices and restrain some old choices, you'll tend to make more better choices after you make a few because you'll start feeling the satisfaction of your efforts. I was altered in some way because I lost everything, and I haven't been able to change for the last 2 years. The fact that we can think about how we think, the fact that we can observe how we're acting, the fact that we can pay attention to how we're feeling means we can modify ourselves to do a better job in life. That's called metacognition. So when a person begins to wake up to who they're being, and then they say, like Gandalf on the bridge in Lord of the Rings, "You may not pass today," that kind of decision becomes an experience for the person that they never forget. That kind of willingness to change is when they transmute those survival emotions into elevated emotions. And those emotions, because they're addictive and emotions are the record of the past, then for the most part, the body, as the unconscious mind, does not know the difference between an experience in your life that creates an emotion and an emotion that you can fabricate by thought alone. To the body, it's the same. So a person who's living in anger every day or sadness in every day, their body, as their unconscious mind, is believing it's in the same past conditions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The body's in the past. So when a person takes that emotion and literally denatures it and turns it into another emotion, the freedom from that addiction, breaking the chains from that emotional addiction is called self-love, is called joy. Now there's a liberation of energy. The person is in love with themselves, they're in love with their life, and they say, "That was so worth it." And all of a sudden they look back at their past and they say, "I would never change anything in my past because it brought me to this present moment." And when you can look back at your past that way, then the past rolls up to the present moment, and now you're beginning to experience true freedom. That certain people will not see possibility until they reach crisis, till they reach their lowest level, and then they're going to wake up and say, "I better change." I think the greatest demonstration of change really is to begin to show others how to do it, to be the living example of it. That when you and I are the living example of joy, that when we are not attached to what people think or emotions that keep us feeling sick, and we are celebrating life and we are passionate about our future, that we are filled with ideas and inspiration, that's a very contagious state of being. And people that are lost in habits or lost in those emotional states, they will see it initially as an affront. It will be a confronting moment for them. But inside them, they secretly want to be free. They just don't know how to do it. So we always say in our workshops, you always know when someone is in the midst of change because they stop talking about it. They don't talk about it. They're too busy being it. So if you and I are waking up every morning and demonstrating change in our life, the people in our life have one of two choices. They either begin to become inspired by change for themselves, not because you're preaching to them philosophically, but because you're demonstrating it in your life. They'll either rise up to that, or the person cannot maintain a relationship with the person who's living in such freedom, which means they'll probably stay the same for the rest of their life. But if crisis happens, they may make another choice. So my recommendation for people who are steeped in habits and emotional states and patterns of thought, the individuals around them have to live in a state of joy. They have to live in a state of freedom. They have to demonstrate it in every single area of their life. And normally there's a thing in physics called entrainment, which means sooner or later, others start to vibrate at the same rate as you. If you look at this and you study it in history, it's a sign that something new has to be born. As the old model of reality begins to change, something else has to replace it. So we have two ways that we actually face crisis. We can either face crisis in a state of emergency, which in the beginning of a crisis is healthy, or we can face crisis in a state of creativity and innovation. If you're addressing a financial crisis or a crisis in a culture and everybody is selfish and everybody's living by those emotions, then they're pushing their way to get to the head of the line. They're competing. They're forcing outcomes. They're using very primitive systems to try to take care of themselves. We know from the physiology of the brain that most of the blood supply goes to the hindbrain and away from the forebrain. Those chemicals create a gap between the way things appear in our life and the way things really are. In other words, we're viewing reality in an altered state. We don't see possibility. We feel separate from each other. We are competing and striving to get to the head of the line by using our cunning, manipulative, egocentric ways to get there. And we're very controllable. Fear is very controllable. Competition is very controllable. Anger and war divides individuals. Now that is not a way to address a crisis, because the service to self, or taking care of the self, is the exact thing that enhances the crisis. Because if you and I are all doing the same, if we're all doing the same thing, then a culture becomes more divided. It becomes more disintegrated. It becomes more incoherent. And possibility then is not part of the equation. So the other state of mind, if you can view crisis as a great opportunity, brilliantly disguised as an impossible situation, and you have to match the conditions in your environment with a new mind. Now we're talking about greatness, because innovation and creativity and a new way of thinking and a new way of being means that we can't do the same thing from the past. And so in history, cultures that are individuals that overcame their environmental conditions were considered mystics and saints and leaders and charismatic leaders. They were individuals that saw past the illusion of the present reality. When we begin to become innovative or creative, the brain begins to switch. We begin to turn on the forebrain, the frontal lobe, which is really the crowning achievement of the human being, and we begin to ask bigger questions. How can we create a new way of being in a world that's falling apart? How can we begin to create a new system to adapt to these conditions? And I think that people, when they begin to feel empowered by possibility, when they begin to see that the death of the old paradigms means the beginning of a new paradigm. How many people actually believe in the idea that the way you think has some effect on your life? So how many people actually woke up this morning and consciously created a future? You know, the biggest reason why people don't do it is because you don't really believe it's true. You see, if you knew on a gut level that it was absolutely true, would you ever miss a day, and would you ever let any thought slip by your awareness that you didn't want to experience? So your brain, according to neuroscience, is organized to reflect everything you know in your life. Your brain is a record of your environment. It's a record, an artifact of your past. So if you believe this, then does your environment control your thinking, or does your thinking control your environment? So if you wake up in the morning and you get out of bed on the same exact side as you did the day before. You shut the alarm clock off with the same finger, you slip into your favorite slippers, you shuffle into the bathroom and you use the toilet like you always do. Then you walk over to the mirror and you look at yourself to remember who you are. Then you get into the shower and you wash yourself in the same routine way. Then you groom yourself to look like everybody expects you to look. Then you go downstairs and you drink coffee out of your favorite mug. Then you drive to work the same way as you did the day before. You see the same people that push the same emotional buttons. You do the exact thing that you know how to do and you memorize and can do so well that you're an expert at. Then you hurry up and rush home so you can hurry up and check your emails, so you can hurry up and go to bed, so you can hurry up and do it all over again. Now here's my question. Did your brain change at all that day? We could say that you were thinking the same thoughts, performing the same actions that create the same experiences, that produce the same emotions, but secretly expecting something to change in your life.